Welcome to the Bill and Gypsy Show.
Where we help you turn your wedding dreams of sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows
into amazing experiences as we make you the hero of your story with our trusted advice and our trusted guests.
Bill Hansen has catered over 10,000 weddings starting back in the 1960s. And while he's 74 years young, y'all, he is not retired, but he's refired. He's done several weddings throughout the most beautiful venues, over 500 of them, Villa Woodbine, Biscayne Museum and Gardens, and so many more, sought after by those with very distinctive tastes.
Well, there's more to Gypsy than sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Lots more. Gypsy has lived weddings her whole life, and Gypsy has seen things that work. She's seen things that don't work. And she can give you some amazing advice to help you turn your dreams into a reality and to alleviate your confusion, your worries, your fears, and even you're concerned about being overcharged. That's what we're all about. That's what Bill and Gypsy are all about. And now Gypsy is going to introduce Lori Melendez.
Yes. On today's show, y'all, we're going to be talking about how you can create a very stunning, over-the-top event, wedding or event, with the guidance of a special event production company. And Lori Melendez with Lori M Productions, that lady to tell us all about how you can turn those dreams into an actual reality. Welcome, Miss Lori.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. It's an honor.
So Lori and I go way back to 1988 when I began working with her husband's company, Diamondette, and we have worked with Diamondette since that time, almost exclusively as our rental company. And during that process, Lori has become one of South Florida's top designers. And Lori, maybe you can explain to our viewers how this came about.
Well, I started Lori M Productions almost 30 years ago. And back then, Bill, as you know, there was no one-stop shop. So I brought to the table something that, just life dealt me. My parents were caterers and restaurateurs, married a gentleman that had a party supply that turned into a party rental. I had a flower shop in the Gables. So I had three elements, very important elements, that comprise most events. So my clients actually coined the term Lori M Productions way back in the day. Today, it's expected that most coordinators will handle and bring their events over the top. So the word production, I think, belongs to all of us. We all do productions.
Beautiful.
Exactly. And again, because you have so much knowledge of our industry, how do you tap into that vision of the bride and make that dream into an actual reality?
Well, it's all about communication. That's the only way. You just really have to get into the client's head. And the more information they give you, the better job you're going to do. So I listen, and I listen very carefully, and I take it very personally. That's why I put my name on the front. Every event is my last event. It's just that important. So listening will bring the bride to where she wants. Without a doubt. There's nothing really that we can't do. We live in a beautiful city with a lot of wonderful suppliers, and the sky's the limit.
So Lori, obviously people come in with all sorts of questions when they come in to meet with you. What are some of the most common questions that you hear from your potential clients, and how do you answer them?
Sometimes they're curious of how it works. What do you charge? How does this work? What is an average wedding cost or an average special event cost? So I start with providing a thorough overview of how we would work together, which includes explaining the different costs associated with a wedding and proposing a timeline for completing important milestones. And I offer this information to all my new clients. All planners will coordinate, but the real trick is to again, get into that client's head and extract those visions to make sure, bring it to the next level and make it a reality.
Mhm.
We're going to talk in a second about the situation that we're going through and how it's changing, evolving our industry. But with a rental company, there's so many elements: china, furniture, flatware, lighting, and so forth. How does that all work, the actual items, the rental items, with the design process in creating that stunning, beautiful event?
Well, those are details, really. Your theme is blue and yellow, and we have blue glasses. We have blue goblets, so you would add it to an accent with that. But overall, rentals are necessities. The foo-foo is just up to the designer and up to the bride to add those final touches. Really, the design aspect, I don't think of the rental necessities per se. They're just details. They're the fancy fork or the fancy goblet that just finish the overall look of a special event. So we play a vital role, but they are needs at the end.
Part of your role is to help clients not only keep their focus on what they want, but also you have to help them stay within their budget. How do you go about doing that, Lori?
Well, when we first sit down and we talk about what they want, we have the non-negotiables, what they absolutely want in their wedding. That's just, their top wish. And then we scale down. Now, there's certain costs that will never change. Your band isn't going to change if you have one guest or 1,000 guests. So, there's lighting and stuff can go down, and other things can be modified, but there's certain costs that will be, regardless of how many people you have. And what you choose to feed your guests have a lot to do with it. I don't know how it works out, but it always does. Bill, we sit with our clients and we get to know them awfully well. And by the end of the day, they make choices along the way. And those choices are made based on their wallet. But we don't want to feel it at the end. We want to make sure that if they did cut something, nobody ever would miss it.
Good point. Good point.
Excellent point. And bringing that now to the next question, as you work with your brides and your clients with their budget, now with the current global situation and locally what we're dealing with, what do you see changing in that world of special event productions?
I think we're all treading uncharted waters. I think having hand sanitizers is going to be something we should all have just to keep our hands nice and clean. The bathrooms, a lot of times you have 300 guests and there's only 2 or 3 bathrooms. And so just having some ways of just sanitizing your hands throughout the event might be nice. I see caterers logoing their masks, brides logoing their masks, things that we're doing. I hope this doesn't last. I hope we get through this. We are coming along. And a few months ago, a 72-inch round, you could only fit 4 people. Now you can fit to 6 or to 8. And I think overall, people are just going to have to take into consideration their own health, their own age, their own situation, and not expose themselves if they're in one of those risk groups. But I sure hope we get back to normal soon.
So, Lori, what kind of questions should couples be prepared to ask their event designer? In other words, what should they have in their quiver, arrows that they have in their quiver to be ready to ask you to get the most value for the time that they spend with you?
All right. Well, first of all, are you available? Are you available for that date? Most of my events are very large and very complex. So I'm never going to overbook. So having the date available is extremely important. Also, the time of year. If they are on a budget, I recommend them doing something in the summer when our season is low, and she can have a wonderful event at Villa Woodbine
Yeah.
for a wonderful price.
Yeah.
Under an AC tent. So, you know, when would they like to get married is important too. If they want to get married in February or May, they're going to pay double for roses and flowers because of Mother's Day and Valentine's Day. Those are just 3 basic questions that you want to ask your coordinator or your production company.
What's though the main advice that you would have for a bride when meeting with you in regards to the process of working with someone like yourself, which is a full service special event production company?
When you finally hire a production company or a coordinator, you've already established that you like the person and you trust the person. That's very important. So the trust is a cornerstone of any relationship. And the client coordinator relationship is no exception. If you make the decision to hire an event producer or designer, it's important that you trust that he or she will encourage you to make the right decisions that are in your best interest, both creatively and financially, and communicate with your pro in the spirit of trust. And it goes a long way. A good designer will incorporate all your design's likes and needs, and may also creatively push you towards something you hadn't even considered. Sometimes the idea might even feel a little past your comfort zone. When this happens, I ask my clients to have an open mind and to sit with the decision for a little while, and let me know after they nosh on it. Because sometimes ideas, people that don't do large events, they can scare them sometimes, like fireworks or, you know, people on stilts or fire, you know, eaters, that kind of thing. So I offer an image and a design board and other visual tools to help them understand the new idea. And often this results in clients getting excited about an idea and taking a chance. They're as much of a part of getting the job done as your designer is, I tell the client. So take your responsibility very seriously. I will make your dream come true, but I need to get in your head and you need to trust me.
Great. That's been absolutely awesome, Lori.
You're the best, girl.
Wow. It's hard to believe we've worked together for so long, and I simply want to thank you for sharing with us. And we hope to see you soon and work with you in the very near future. I want to remind all of our viewers out there to tune in next week when we're going to have another great interview to help you take the worry and the confusion and the frustration out of your wedding planning, and hopefully give you answers that'll help you create the wedding of your dreams, the wedding that will create oohs and ahs from all of your guests. So again, thank you, Lori.
Thank you.
If you liked what you saw today, please send us a like. If you didn't like what you see, tell us what you didn't like. We're all adults here, and we're more than willing to take criticism. And
we grow by change, you know, we get them all, and that's how we change and we grow. It's just by y'all.
exactly. And this interview process, I think this is about our 6th or 7th one that Gipsy and I have done together. And it's amazing how many views we're getting on these interviews. Wow, and so many likes and so many subscribers. We have, I think we're up to almost 100 subscribers on our channel already. And we're on our way, we'll be at 1,000 by the end of the year. So if you're out there and you like this, come on, gang.
Yeah.
Let's get with it. Get with it. Push that button. Push that button. So, Lori, thank you. Tell Carlos I said hello, and tell him I sent him a check too. I sent him a check yesterday.
Oh, give Terry our love.
Thanks, Lori. Take care, everybody. God bless everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.